How long have I been in the tri-state and what keeps me here? 35 years now. I've lived here, I was born and raised, and I stay here because all my friends and my family, basically, as much as I want to get out, but I don't. A few things I like about the area is there's a lot of parks, you know, you can go to, a lot of nature, you can just kind of get out. Evansville, you know, it's very, you can just go anywhere, you know, it's a lot of pretty places, just, you know, everywhere you go. And Louisville's only a couple hours, you know, Nashville, same time you just want to get out. So that's why I like it here so much. And then I'm stuck. Got me into photography was just being a child, and I loved technology, you know, loved taking things apart, and the camera's just one of those things I could take apart, play with, start learning the inner workings of it. So, I mean, I've been shooting with, my first camera was a Transformers camera, and I've been shooting with that ever since, but just got into it recently, you know, about 4 years ago, full on. So how long? Really just about 4 years now, though, since I've been actually like truly, since I've gotten more money, basically. Most expensive hobby in the world, I think. Well, there's more expensive hobbies, I guess. Owning yachts. My favorite things to photograph are mainly people. I feel like environment, or I guess nature photography is great, it's beautiful, but when you add that person in there and you get them to pose and you can create a beautiful picture all around, that's what I really enjoy doing, and that's why I like doing the band photography. In Cleveland, whenever they have just excellent stage lights, with laser beams and just crazy lights. You really don't have to edit anything. Once you have your settings dialed down, you just get it in there, and that's why I really enjoy band photography. Plus, I was in a band for years, so I kind of know their movements when they're going to do it, and I kind of just, it's natural for me. How do I feel about printing my work? I absolutely love it. I just got some done the other day, actually. I got some 20 by 30s done, yeah, some big ones. I went to Cave in Rock, Illinois, and it was just a beautiful day, and I said, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be printing those. I tend to just print, you know, I would love to get my own printer. That's where it comes down to. One of those Canon, I can't remember what it's called, the $1,300 printer, $720 to refill it with ink. Would totally love one of those. I feel like I would sell a lot more if I could have a lot more prints at my, I guess, disposal. One of my goals as a photographer, you know, since it is just a hobby of mine, I do enjoy the weddings, you know, and things like that to make a little bit of money, and really it just goes right back into gear. I mean, I'm not trying to make a living off of it. I am just an enthusiast, full on. In 5 years, I see myself doing the same thing with a lot more expensive gear and a lot of debt. The gear I use is the Canon 6D, mainly because the ISO, low light, doing band photography, I really got let in that light. Then I have the old 90s 35 millimeter. It's still, once your aperture's up there a little bit, it takes pretty decent photos. Not like the newer Canon 35 though. And then I have the 85, which is a great portraiture lens, super sharp. And then my Tamron 7200, that's the 2.8 version. And that's probably one of my absolute favorite bee's knees lens right there. And I just sold my 10-20 ultra wide, which I use a lot in band photography. I'm going to miss that thing dearly, but it was for crop sensor, and no longer that guy. Any tips for anyone just starting out? Yeah, don't think you're a professional, and stay humble at first, and really follow photographers that you really enjoy. It's the only way to get good. If you instantly start thinking you're the bee's knees right off the top, you're never going to get any better. That's the biggest thing, is my band photography has evolved over the years, and I look back at my old stuff to my new stuff, and I'm just like, wow, night and day difference. So just always, you know, my camera is never in a drawer, you know, it's always sitting in the chair. Unless I have to charge the batteries, it's always like right by the door. I mean, I don't, you know, for 4 solid years now, it just doesn't leave my side. So, and I see things and just follow YouTube big time. YouTube, research all your lenses, research everything, because if you go in to photography without any knowledge, you're going to end up spending a lot of money that you didn't need to spend. And if you think you're going to buy the cheaper stuff and get away, well, it works sometimes and it doesn't always work. So you kind of really got to research and stick to really look at reviews and know your stuff when you're getting into photography. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would say I'm at a 3. It's just because, you know, as someone who's played guitar for 22 years now, it's just hard for me to see, whenever you watch great, you know, musicians, people that went to UC Berkeley and, you know, are just taught, you know, you're always going to feel never that great, and you just see other photographers. And then there's times where I look at other photographers and I go, wow, I've definitely, I've grown since then. But I do feel like I have a lot to grow still with my posing, and, you know, there's just stuff I want to work on. But yeah, really a 3, I'm just joking. I really couldn't tell you, man. I look back at all my pictures and I just see how I've grown over the years, and that's what I want to continue to do. As a photographer, what do I struggle with the most? Confidence in selling my photography. That's the big one. There's such an oversaturation of photographers down here. And it's crazy in Nashville, people are begging for wedding photographers. Here, everyone, their cousin, their dog is a photographer, you know, which, I mean, that's cool. You know, that's how you get into it. But it's really hard to sell weddings whenever everyone else is basically charging $400, $500 to do a wedding, and I'm sitting here throwing out, you know, numbers in the thousands. And it's just so oversaturated and so hard that it's really, you just have to have that marketing confidence of yourself. You have to really, you are your own product, you know, and that's the hardest part about, I think, truly being a photographer. Yes.
Cool.
It is cool.
All right.